All right, so I'm really bad at overthinking things, but let me just give you my thought process here. This is my kitchen, obviously. My living room, dining room, kitchen is a big open floor plan, so if it sounds like there's a little bit of echo in here, there kind of is. And outside of the kitchen is this door for my pantry, which doesn't make sense for it to be a pantry. It never made sense. And my intentions were to make some type of storage solution for all of the food in here, because right now it's just a wire rack system from the previous owner, and it's just not efficient. And I've got some other stuff that need to go in here, like my mop bucket, my vacuum cleaner. This doesn't make sense as a pantry. It just makes more sense as a hall closet. So to completely back up and rethink everything, basically, all right, so there's two people living here, me and my wife. And even if there is 4 people living here, there's plenty of storage here in the kitchen for everything we need. We don't need that as a pantry. We've got 16 million cups. I don't know why we have so many darn cups. You accumulate them over the years, but this can be consolidated in half, and then all of our plates and everything can be joined with our cups. That's fine. And then all of the pots and pans and such that we have over here can go into this side. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because that leaves this entire wall for food, which is way more space than what we need. Down here on the bottom, I have all my household kitchen appliances. I guess just kitchen appliances, such as like a toaster or waffle maker, stuff that we use, but not frequently at all. So they don't need to be readily accessible. It's okay to have those items outside the kitchen in the pantry, in my opinion. So what I think I'm gonna do, or what I am gonna do, is rearrange some stuff in here, get all of the food onto this wall, but all of my not so commonly used kitchen appliances, they're gonna go in here in a nice organized fashion, along with my mop bucket, my broom and vacuum cleaner, which I currently don't have a place for. I kind of just lean them up against the washer and dryer. So this is going to be, the saying is, you know, what is it? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, this is going to knock off a bunch of stuff on my, come on cat, don't make noise. Knock off a bunch of stuff on my to-do list as far as organizing by just changing this from a pantry to a hall closet. And then on the back side of the door, I'm not sure if I actually want to make another coat rack for overflow items, like stuff we don't use frequently, like heavy jackets. We live in a relatively warm climate. Even in the winter, we still need them, but rarely. And then also like dog leashes and stuff. So I don't know if I want to make a coat rack and attach it to this, or just get one of those metal hang over the top type coat racks. The downside of a metal hang over the top is, yes, they're quick and easy. You just buy one and set it up here. But you have to look at these metal tabs on the other side. So as the door's shut, I'll be able to see 2 tabs up there at the top. So I'm not exactly sure that route, but definitely this is no longer a pantry, and this is going to be a hall closet. So my objective now is to measure everything that's going to go in there, and then hopefully design something in SketchUp that will be easy to make and then hold everything efficiently. Because if I just put everything in there with this current system, it's just not going to work. Actually, I know it won't work. So got to figure out something really quick. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is establish what my pantry looks like. So on the bottom, or in this case, the green-red plane, R for rectangle from the origin out into that direction. And I'm going to go 33.75, comma 96. Oh, not 96, that's the height. What was it? I'm looking at my notes here, 23. All right, so that's the size of my pantry, P4 push-pull, and we're gonna go up 96 for the height. And before I delete any faces, normally I would just delete my faces and have my boundary box in a wireframe. I don't wanna do that, so let me back up really quick. And instead, I want to, let's make sure we're drawing on the blue-red plane. And in order to draw on a certain plane, you just have to look at it. So if I'm looking at the ground here, R for rectangle, then I'm drawing on the ground. If I look forward onto the up, down, left, right plane, which is the blue, red plane, then I'm drawing on the red plane. So I get that question quite frequently. But anyway, so let's delete this. And on the front, I'm going to draw the door, R for rectangle. And this door, my opening, what actually has to be able to fit through, my opening is 23.5, comma 80, enter. So this is my exact opening. So I can select it, M for move, and I'm going to grab it at this midpoint here at the bottom, and I'm going to drop it off at the midpoint at the bottom there. So that just kind of centers it for me. And really the only face I want to delete now is this opening. So now I have a pantry or my constraints in which I would need to work. But I do want to be able to see through it. So let's spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter, and let's go over to our materials. It is a B for bucket if you want to use the shortcode or the keyboard shortcut. And let's go from colors to translucent so I can see through it. And let's go with gray. I think gray will be sufficient. Now, to make this easier to see, I want to make the background white. So let's go to styles and go to engineering style or anything similar that has a white background. And I don't need these axes anymore. So let's go to view and turn off the axis. So now I can visually see that there is a door here and I can see the inside. I don't want to mess with this at all. So what I can do is right click and say lock. That way I don't accidentally move anything and it just stays put. And as you can see, it turns red instead of blue. So now I need to really quick draw out all of the items that I want to put in here, and I've already measured them. And I'm going to pause the video and skip ahead really quick so I can get this done. It's just repetition. Alright, so this is what I came up with. These are the items that I want to fit into this particular pantry. And most of these is just repetition. I just made rectangles and made them the size that I want. I've got my trash bags, they come in rolls, my coffee maker. Everyone's got to have a coffee maker. It's not going to live in the pantry. This thing stays out 99% of the time. However, I do want to have a space for it. A blender, a juicer, another Ninja blender, which we got as most of the stuff we got as gifts. I don't think we bought anything other than the small oven and a toaster and the waffle maker. And then of course I have a hand blender, some air filters for the house, and these items I just downloaded from the 3D warehouse and then used S for scale to make them the size that matches the dimensions of my items. So I have a mop bucket with a mop inside of it to let me know the exact height. I measured mine. Make sure it will fit in there with the mop inside the mop bucket. And this mop is actually just one of these brooms that I just changed to yellow to make it match. And I made those two a single component. A very crude representation of my vacuum cleaner. We have one of those Shark vacuums. It's like $130, something like that, but it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. And then also a regular broom that I lengthened to the size or to the length of my broom. So nothing fancy here, just skipping some time. And we need to make all of this fit in here nice and tidy and organized. There are a couple things that I know off the top of my head that the top shelf, T for tape measure from the bottom down here, the top shelf is currently 74.5 inches. Enter, and I'm satisfied with that height. And the lower shelf, I do need a minimum of 20.25 inches for the bottom shelf. What I'm thinking about, or what I've actually drawn up on paper, just quick sketch that makes sense, is on the left side having shelves, on the right side having vertical storage for this stuff, a shelf at the top, and then a completely open bottom. Simple, easy. Hopefully all this will be nice and neat and organized. So let's get started. The top shelf, we can go ahead and draw R for rectangle from this intersection, and we're going to draw it in this direction for its thickness. And my dimensions down here say the first is the smaller of the two, so 0.75, comma 17, enter. I want this to come out no more than 17 inches. P for push pull, and all the way to this outside face. Well, this face, this plane right here, the side of the pantry has no thickness, so that's an accurate dimension. Spacebar, triple click, G for component, enter. Now I know that I'm going to have basically like a cabinet on one side with no doors, no drawers. So never draw what you can copy. Q for rotate, and I'm going to come in on this bottom corner, making sure to stay on the green axis. So once green is active, hold shift to constrain to green. From this point, control brings up copy, and we're going to drop another one down this direction, 90, enter, 90 degrees. I want to modify this length, but I don't want to modify this one, so let's right click and say make unique. You are no longer a copy. Spacebar, double click to edit the part, use a window, a left to right selection is a windows, only selecting everything that is 100% in there, which is that bottom plane. P4 push pull, and I can pull this down to that intersection of this guideline that I previously made. And let's click to get out. Now, I also want, let's see, what is my width? I think my width was about 20 inches in total width as what I predetermined would work all right. So let's go T for tape measure from here, and let's go in this direction, 20, enter. Spacebar, click to grab this piece, M for move, control brings up copy from this outside corner. Let's drop it off right there. At this point, I no longer need any of my guidelines. I don't think I do. So let's just go ahead and delete them. Get them out of the way. I can't hide them, but I always just delete them. It's so easy to get rid of them and bring some new ones back if needed. All right, same scenario. Let's grab this, M4 move, control brings up copy. Let's grab this right there and go down, and this is going to be an interior bottom shelf. I want to reduce its length, so what do? Right click, make unique, spacebar, double click to edit the part, grab a window, P4 push pull, grab this corner, and let's drop it off at that corner. Spacebar, click to get out. So now I have a bottom shelf, and I think I'm going to have 4 shelves total, but let's not get too carried away. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I do know in order for this to be a cabinet structure, I do need one right up there. And let's start putting some stuff in here. So the oven goes in first, and I think it's going to be better if I rotate it. And I'm going to make copies of these. 90 degrees, enter, M4 move, grab this down here. I think that'll be better because as the door of the pantry opens, then if it's sideways, then it'll clear the side of the door with no problem. And I'll have like just a couple inches of space that I could maybe put something of very little use back there. So one shelf done. Let's grab this, M4 move, control brings up copy. And if I bring this up to here, that's 11 3/4. Let's give it another inch. So let's go 12.75, enter. Round 2, what else can we put up here? Actually, did that go all the way to the back? Let's go to an X-ray view. Well, that was perfect. Maybe that's why I determined 17 inches front to back. Yes, this goes all the way to the back, does not hang out on the front. That's good. Let's turn X-ray off. And let's add some more stuff up there. So these two are similar. Let's Q for rotate them and turn them sideways as well. 90 degrees, enter, M for move. Let's put these up here. What else can fit in that area? The coffee maker, Q for rotate. Most of this stuff, I think, 90 degrees, M for move. Most of this stuff is, yeah, that'll work. I have no clue what I was about to say. What else can go there? The Ninja blender can go back there. Maybe. I'm going to turn X-ray on. Maybe that'll help me move some stuff. M for move, control brings up copy. And let's grab this. It does help. Move it back there. It doesn't fit though. So how can I rearrange this stuff so that it does fit? If it does fit. Let's move this over to here. Coffee maker is what I would be used most frequently, so let's put that out front. And then of these items, what else do we have? The juicer, probably use the least, so let's get this out of the way. Move the juicer into that back corner. Grab this corner, move it to there, and then maybe that allows this to be rotated, the Ninja blender to be rotated like so. M for move, and right there. So according to, this is kind of hard to see, but if you follow this interior cavity right here, if you follow this space, it looks as if putting each one of these in the corners, all 4 of these items will fit efficiently on that shelf. That works. So if all 4 of those are on there, coffee maker, let's just H for hide, move it. That's used most frequently. Blender, and then the Ninja, those are about 50-50 use, and then the juicer is very little use. That makes sense. Let's unhide that. That's one shelf done. And you know what? As I'm thinking of this is at the heaviest item, so I want it to be at waist height. So let's just go ahead and M for move. Let's grab the oven, grab the bottom shelf, M for move. Let's go up to right there. Let's go up 1 more inch. Now let's also hold shift and use a crossing to select all of this. Now I did select the back pantry, but I don't think it'll move because it is locked. M for move. And let's move that down. That makes more sense. This is the heaviest. It is right at waist height, elbow height. I don't have to bend over. I don't have to lift up. That makes sense. So let's grab another shelf. M for move. Control brings up copy up to here. And let's move it up another 1 inch. Enter. What else have I not done? Done. Just these 3. So the toaster, the waffle, and the hand blender. The hand blender is not going to want to be packed flat. I know that. 90 degrees. M for move. Let's put this up here. And let's get back into, let's see, can I snap to that? I got to go to X-ray mode so I can snap inside the pantry. There we go. And then the toaster, let's move it front to back. Rotate it again. Q brings up, let's see, control brings up copy. Q for rotate, control brings up copy. 90 degrees, enter, M for move. These smaller items, it's hard to maximize most efficient space with those because they're just oddball sizes. Control brings up copy, 90 degrees, enter, M for move, and I think that looks like it'll fit. Is that? Ooh, that's going to be tight. Regardless, these can be slid around. That's plenty enough space. I don't want to go too OCD on this if I haven't already. So that means all of these are taken care of. I need my air filters. Q for rotate. Control brings up copy along the blue. 90 degrees. M for move. And I'm going to put these inside up on top. That makes the most logical sense. Let's go. I can click right there and move this in that direction. So my air filters are up there. Lightweight. It's easy to put lightweight items over your head. That's fine. I'm not too concerned with it. M for move. Control brings up copy. Let's go this way. 1 inch. X3. Enter. There's four air filters up there. That's plenty. I don't know of anything else that needs to be up in that little space. And in order to get these out, you can, in actual reality here, rotate these this way and then slide them out. So that shouldn't be any problem storing them there. And it should be plenty enough space. So what goes at the bottom? My trash bags. Let's just go ahead and move those into place. Those can go over on that side. Actually, you know what? They could also go... Grab this shelf, M for move, control brings up copy. Let's go up along the blue axis to right there, and then add, pressing up on the keyboard, add another inch there. So technically speaking, I could put these, if I wanted to, up under this shelf. I'm just going to leave it. That's fine. So what goes in here? My plan was to move the mop bucket in like so, and make sure that it goes all the way into this back corner. So if I grab, let's see, X-ray, if I grab this corner, holding shift to constrain to the red, goes all the way to that side. And if I grab this back corner, holding shift to constrain to blue, or green rather, go all the way to the back side here. That looks like it fits. And I'm good on my total height. The minimum allowed height right here allows this to clear all that as it's pulled out. That is fine. It is nice and tucked in out of the way. I'm okay with that. And what else do we need to put in here? The vacuum cleaner. I was thinking the vacuum cleaner would be good. 90 degrees this way. M for move on this interior wall over here. So how does this look? Let's see. Constraining to the red axis. Let's put it on the inside wall. It does have a wall hanger that needs like 2 inches of clearance in order for it to sit into. So let's go down 2 inches, enter. And let's bring it in so it actually fits in there. In along the green direction, let's go in 2 inches, 3 inches, enter, 4 inches, enter, 4 sounds good. So that looks pretty good. I will still be able to remove this as needed to use it, and I'm not blocking the mop bucket in anyway because I always vacuum first and then mop. So these all come out at the same time. And lastly, let's grab this M for move. Let's put the broom in here. And I've got a couple options with the broom. I was thinking I could put it Q for rotate, 90 degrees, enter, M for move. I'm going to grab this onto this face. That's too tall. If I drop it down like that, that's perfect. It doesn't interfere with the mop bucket being removed. It's out of the way. That sounds good. Let's move it forward a little, make it easier to get to, and I'll just put a nail on the inside of there to hang that. That looks pretty optimized. I still have an extra shelf up here, some extra storage down here. I could actually, you know what I'm probably going to do? These aren't used often. It takes us forever to go through a roll of trash bags, so let's do this. Let's rotate them 90 degrees this way. Let's rotate them another 90 degrees this way. And let's move them up onto this shelf. Are they too long? They are too long. Well, you know what? They can stick out the front. That's totally fine. So there's a shelf for trash bags, which leaves all of this extra space for extra chemicals, like a gallon of bleach or a gallon of Pine Sol or something like that. Cleaning supplies. So this is a very efficient use of space, I believe, with a very easy to make structure for the internal cabinet here. There's absolutely no way I could have came up with all of this by just putting all of these items on a bench and just building and hoping that they fit. So this, in my opinion, was well worth the very little time in SketchUp to optimize this and get everything exactly the way I want to before I even start cutting anything in the shop. And I think having the hallway closet as a closet instead of a pantry will make a lot of sense, because currently the mop bucket, vacuum, and broom didn't really have a home. So I'm pleased with the results here. I can easily hide everything else. Let's see, unlock this, hide everything else. Clicking everything using the H for hide custom keyboard shortcut. And now I have the exact structure I need to make. U for unhide. Anyway, hopefully you found this useful. If not, somewhat entertaining. You guys take care, have a great day, and I will see you next time.